Freak Nation, it's the first time for High Limit Racing's Corey Day and World of Outlaw Racing's Corey Day to join us here on the Freak Nation. And Corey, are you aware of the SpeedFreaks mojo?
I'm not aware.
Well, let me share with you, my friend. I just had a little rando trip about a week and a half ago where I showed up at I-70 Speedway just east of Kansas City. I showed up, and who won that race Friday night at I-70 Speedway, Corey Day?
It was me.
Oh, so out of the gate, Kenny Sargent with SpeedFreaks is taking credit for Corey's most recent win. Okay, I see where you're going.
Were you there on Saturday?
No, I wasn't, and you didn't win, did you?
That's why I didn't win. Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
See, it's a fact. SpeedFreaks mojo lives. I don't care if it's two-wheel, four-wheel, or one-wheel, Corey Day. You benefit from SpeedFreaks mojo. You want to work on that through the Knoxville Nationals coming up in August?
Yeah, that'd be good. Hop on a plane, get to Knoxville today and tomorrow.
All right, Corey Day here in the Freak Nation. Sprint car pilot Corey Day joining us here with the Freaks. And Corey, you're on a freaking tear, ripping it up with the high limit racing, and of course with the eyeballs that are on you to eventually go pavement racing. But another question I have for you, outside of the SpeedFreaks mojo, is it awesome to kick the ass of Brad Sweet when you can?
Yeah, of course it is. Brad's a 5-time Outlaw champion, so to be racing with him night in, night out, and being able to compete with him is something to be proud of for sure.
Is it greater to kick the butt of some of those guys like Kyle Larson, like Brad Sweet, or is it greater to hear somebody like Kyle Larson say that he believes you have a similar skill set to him? That just blew my mind when I heard that. I thought, well, then we're in for quite a future with one Mr. Corey Day.
I think they definitely go hand in hand. The off track of him saying that means a lot, and to beat them on track is something to be proud of myself for, and proud of my team just to be able to race at that level.
I love watching your talent progress through everybody that's around you and helping to build you and who you are right now. I mean, let's just take Jason Myers. What's some of the worst advice or the best advice that your team owner, World of Outlaw champ Jason Myers, has given you?
Man, there's Jason's given me a lot of advice. It'd be hard to pick the best or hard to pick the worst. I've just basically just been a student of the sport for the past 3 years racing for Jason, and just listening to everything he's got to say, whether it's telling me how to drive the car or helping me be a better interviewer or whatever it is.
Well, let's go back to where Kenny was with you in Odessa. You were claiming leading up to that you were not as good on big ovals as you were on smaller ovals. So who helped you get that win as far as driving better on the straightaways, or maybe it's in the turns? What was the advice given to you to make yourself great on the big oval?
Jason and I have worked really hard over the past couple of years, and my crew chief Shane Bowers as well, to get good on the big places. I think my personal opinion is on a big track it's 70-30. It's 70% your race car, 30% the driver. Your race car's got to be really good on a big track to be able to compete. Because you're at a lot higher speed, a lot higher downforce, and it's real crucial to have a good track or a good car, because you're not just sliding around and banging off the cushion, and the pace of the race is a whole lot faster. Whereas the short track stuff, if you're good on a curb or your race car is really good, then you can make up for time a lot quicker than you can on a big track.
Running for a high limit racing championship, Corey Day joining us here in the Freak Nation. And Statman, I want to jump in real quick. Corey, your comments remind me of something where professional golfers rely on their caddy sometimes too much. And when the professional golfer makes a mistake, chooses the wrong club, or they were 2 or 3 feet short or long, they turn to their caddy and say, "You a-hole. Why didn't you tell me a 7-iron?" Has there been a time where you look at your team owner and crew chief and going, "I told you the line was deeper in turn 1"?
Yeah, of course. There's, we race 80 times a year. I'm going to mess up, and my crew chief is going to mess up as well. So there's definitely been times where I get out of the car and, I blame it on him. And then there's other times where I get out of the car and he tells me I suck. So that's just, that's how it goes. That's, a good relationship from a crew chief and a driver to be able to be dead honest to each other.
So for those of us who will never get a chance to drive 1,000 horsepower car that weighs about 1,000 pounds on a quarter-mile racetrack, I don't care how much banking there is, how busy is that? Can you make us understand how busy you are turning and going straight and passing and racecraft to win? You got to be out of your mind and almost instinctive.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot going on at all times with it. Whether it's how you run the throttle or what line you're running or how much brake you're running. Just there's always a lot going on. Whether it's a half mile or a quarter mile. I grew up on the quarter mile stuff, so the quarter mile stuff where it's real busy and slide jobs are happening all the time. That's more comfortable to me than going 150 and trying to hold the car dead straight on a half mile. So. It's always really busy no matter what track you're on. Just helps if you have a good race car, and just all depends on how the racetrack develops as well.
I want to ask Corey the nuance between the brutality of a sprint car and the relative sophistication of a stock car, but it sounds like both of them are brutal. And you are moving from one to the other. How much of a difference is there between a fast cage and a fast cage inside of a body?
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of differences. When everyone was asking me, after I ran that race for Junior Motorsports, what the biggest difference I felt was, and surprisingly, it was the fact that I'm turning left. In a sprint car, you set the car to the left, but after that, you're counter steering the whole corner and trying to keep the thing straight, but you're always sliding. With a stock car, it's the first time ever for me that my right hand's been on top the whole entire corner. So that was huge, and the fact that just you don't run a lot of, you don't trail brake or you don't do anything like that like you do in a sprint car. You just you run down to the corner and then you slow the car up with the brakes, whereas a sprint car you usually don't use the brake to slow down unless there's a red flag or a yellow flag. So definitely a lot of differences, and just the racecraft is pretty similar though. Just kind of the main difference there is when you get to a guy's fender in a stock car, they gotta leave you room, or if they try and come down on you, don't move, they're gonna spin out. Whereas in a sprint car, you can shut the door on someone pretty hard.
Wow. So this week, social media in the motorsports world was hammering on you and JR Motorsports and the uniform you were wearing and all of that hoo-ha. That must have made you feel pretty good, didn't it? When to see everybody's speculating about you, and you're the only one that knows, unless you want to share with the what's happening there with all of that.
Yeah, it's still pretty classified at this moment. All I can say is I'm sprint car racing for the rest of this year. I'm still committed to the high limit deal that Kyle and Brad Sweet are putting on, and that was my commitment at the beginning of the year before any of the stock car stuff even came about. So that's my main commitment this year. But I will be fitting as much pavement stuff in this year as I can.
I think, though, bottom line, what we've seen, well, in the past with like the AJ Foyts and the Tony Stewarts of the world, and now we're seeing again with Kyle Larson, the bottom line is you have a passion for this. And regardless of where your future takes you, I think we're still going to see you on dirt for a very long time. Am I right?
Yeah, for sure. That'll definitely be in my deal as it was in Kyle's. If I can't run a sprint car, honestly, I probably won't do the pavement stuff. This is my dream has always been to be a World Outlaw Sprint Car champion, not necessarily a Cup champion. But a NASCAR Cup champion wouldn't be that bad either.
So when was the last time you received a text from Junior?
Oh, jeez.
When I won.
I-70 Speedway?
No, when I won the late model race. It's
You're digging, Kenny.
Yeah, I'm keeping my lips shut, man. You can try as hard as you want.
Good.
Corey Day, sprint car pilot running the high limit racing, joining us here on the Freak Nation. Hey, Corey, thanks for doing this, buddy.
Of course.
You take car maintenance seriously, and you want to pass on that legacy of care. Use Lucas Heavy Duty Oil Stabilizer to shield your engine from excessive heat, debris, and friction. Trust Lucas Oil. It works.
The Bommarito Automotive Group 500 at Worldwide Technology Raceway is not just a race, it's a spectacle. Friday, August 16th and Saturday, August 17th. The race everyone talks about. The Bommarito Automotive Group 500. Only at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Go to WWTRaceway.com now because the first deal is the best deal. Brought to you in part by the Illinois Office of Tourism and Discover Downstate Illinois.
Whatever you do, General Tire delivers.
Dragging your knee at 100 miles per hour, doing a double jump with some extreme flair. If you're into two-wheel racing, make a standing date for Tuesday night on MAV TV. Two-Wheel Tuesday will showcase the world's best motorcycle racers on the most challenging tracks. Whether it's the treacherous high-speed ballet of road racing or the handlebar-to-handlebar combat of the dirt arenas, MAV TV has your two-wheel fix every week on Two-Wheel Tuesday.
Looking for power to spare? Count on an FVP battery. FVP. Verified, proven.